Hello to all my natural hair lovers. This is my first video and I'm very excited to share with you all the wonderful things that I've learned in the last 4 years after I stopped chemically altering my hair. Like many of you watching today, I grew up feeling like the hair growing out of my head was not beautiful. I used to beg my mother at a young age to relax my hair because I remembered watching, Pantene Pro V commercials and seeing these women with this silky, long, shiny hair and envying those women, and I couldn't understand why no matter what I did, why my hair was never like all these women I saw in these commercials. And obviously the women didn't look like me, so that's why our hair didn't look the same. But when I did see girls that looked like me on TV, if there were any hair care advertisements geared towards me, they were for relaxers, and that was it. The message that was directed to me at a very early age was clear. The natural hair that grew from my scalp was not beautiful. I started to grow to hate and think that it was just this tangled, knotted mess. My hair was a lot thicker when I was younger. After years of dyeing it, relaxing it, gluing in hair extensions, not taking care of it, combing it out aggressively, it's thinned substantially. But I just remember seeing these girls anytime girls did look like me, they had this long, thick hair and all these pretty breasts, and they always looked so happy, and they were always smiling, and I was just stuck with this frizzy, tangled mess that grew out of my head, and felt like the only way that I could look like that and be considered pretty was if I relaxed my hair or chemically altered it or wore fake hair. Today I'm making this video because I want to send out the message that we need to fight against this pervasive idea that, we as black women need to alter ourselves in order to be accepted or to be considered beautiful. Looking back now, I'm truly disheartened. The message that is sent to our little brown sisters is direct and searing. You are not and never will be beautiful unless you change who you are naturally. And this is a message that comes from within our community just as much as it comes from outside of it. The biggest proponent against a woman going natural usually comes from within her own family. You'll have siblings or aunts or uncles or telling you how you're going to get a job with that kinky mess sticking out your hair and you just look crazy. I believe that we need to take responsibility for our own twisted perceptions on beauty and understand at least the huge health risks we take with chemically altering our hair. I'd like to start by discussing the relaxer. The dependency our community has on this concoction is not only damaging our hair, but could also possibly be seriously harming us in regards to health. You may ask how, or you may say you've been relaxing your hair for years and have no health issues. But let's talk about the facts. Most women who use relaxers have no idea the chemicals that are in the product. Both lye and no-lye relaxers contain sodium hydroxide, which is commonly used in drain and oven cleaner. It can easily dissolve through surfaces like fabric, plastic, and even the skin. Breathing in this toxic chemical can also cause damage to the lungs, and in fact, the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry describes sodium hydroxide as a very corrosive substance, and it can cause severe burns in all tissues that it comes in contact with. Although the sodium hydroxide in hair relaxers is not concentrated enough to disintegrate your scalp or anything, it can definitely damage your hair. When it seeps through hair, what it does is it breaks the natural bonds that are meant to protect your hair. So it alters the natural structure, and continual use of a relaxer can also cause a condition called alopecia, where hair follicles are damaged beyond repair and cause large parts of the hair to fall out. And I've known young women that suffer from this condition, and we've all seen older sisters who have been using relaxers for decades and now cover up damaged thin hair, on the side with wigs and weaves. It's really unfortunate that they didn't have the information to at least make an informed decision when they started relaxing their hair. I wish I could say that these are the only dangers tied to chemically relaxing your hair, but they're not. These are just the milder ones. It gets worse. A new study actually published in the American Journal of Epidemiology links hair relaxers to uterine fibroid tumors in women and early puberty in young girls. The uterine fibroids are benign, but they may lead to excessive menstrual bleeding, and they can often cause anemia and may lead to infertility. I will post a link to this at the bottom where you can access more information about this study. It's very interesting, and so that was with the American Journal of Epidemiology, and then there was one with the Annals of Epidemiology last summer saying that early menstruation may result from hair products that young girls are using. While these studies don't show an actual cause and effect relationship, the results are certainly alarming. These studies show that damage to our hair and scalp is the least of our worries. We may actually be damaging our reproductive organs. For what? Straight flowing hair? I just think that's absolutely insane. Unfortunately, relaxers are not the only chemicals we use that could be harmful to our health. Hair dye is another chemical that has serious health risks and concerns. There are many chemicals in hair dye that can cause allergic reactions, which in turn can prove to be severe or fatal. There's actually a controversial debate going on right now on whether or not chemicals in hair dye can cause cancer. Some studies have found that women who consistently use hair dyes over a longer period of time have a possible increase in bladder cancer, and new studies have linked hair dye use to developments of a specific type of cancer called non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Just so you know though, most official epidemiological organizations have determined the evidence so far to be inconclusive. So while there are many studies that are being debated, I think the best way to accurately gauge the harmfulness of the chemicals in hair dye is to look at the conclusive statistics involving hairstylists. Hair dyes have been proven to cause asthma in hairstylists. A 1991 study in the American Journal of Epidemiology found that hairstylists had triple the risk of developing breast cancer when they worked with hair dyes of any sort for 5 years or more. So looking at that, you know, even though there's no cause and effect relationship directly between hair dye and these diseases, you can see that there is for hairstylists. So we know that the chemicals in this product can ultimately cause illnesses. Now the FDA is what should be monitoring this and regulating this, but the U.S. federal government doesn't require health studies or pre-market testing on personal care products. Manufacturers are free to put just about anything they want into cosmetics without testing and regulation from the FDA. So we have no idea the amount of damage we could be doing to ourselves. It's outrageous to me that beauty products can be associated with so many risks aren't monitored closely by the FDA. So while the studies can be argued one way or another, ask yourself this: do you want to take this risk? Do you want to be the one that's responsible for potentially causing health issues for your young daughter when you're placing these chemicals in their hair? Do you want to take the risk of potentially harming your reproductive organs, or worse, with a product that has not been deemed free from all health impediments, just for cosmetic purposes? At least when you make the decision to do this, make an informed decision. Research and come to a conclusion, and take control, you know, if this is what you want to do. But what I think that we should all do is I think that we should throw away this message that says that we're not perfect the way that we are. I believe that there's nothing more beautiful than a natural woman. There's nothing more beautiful than a woman that accepts herself just the way that she is. And that's why I'm making these videos. I want young girls to see this and see that they can go on this journey and ultimately still feel beautiful just the way that they are. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be posting a lot more, focusing on holistic hair care tips and, you know, talking about all types of different things in regards to the natural hair care movement. So please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. I appreciate you watching. God bless.